So here we are in the last module of our course Namaste Money. So far we've discussed about various asset classes, we've understood in detail about mutual funds, and we've also learned that how you set your goals and invest in debt and equity to achieve these goals. But before you go into investments, one thing that you need to provide for is any contingency. Any kind of financial situation that may arise in your life, you must be prepared for it, because in that scenario, you should not be going and cutting your investments and taking care of your emergencies. For instance, if you've been saving for your wedding fund and any health emergency comes in place, then and if you're not prepared for it, it shouldn't happen that you have to take money out of your wedding fund and take care of the health emergency. If you have the right insurance in place from the beginning, any kind of health emergency is taken care of. So before you do planning for your goals and invest for them, the first thing to do is to provide for any kind of emergencies. It's simply being cautious or being prepared. And when it comes to money and emergencies, it's always good to be prepared. The three kind of contingencies that you may come across are your financial emergencies. They could be anything from some repair and maintenance in your house, some urgent travel required, or something as small as your laptop going bust and you may wanting to get a new laptop. So you need to keep aside an emergency fund in place. The second contingency could be an untimely death, and for that life insurance is must. We shall discuss about it in the session 2 of this module. And the third contingency which we may come across are certain health issues. And having an health insurance is extremely important to take care of such contingencies. And the most important thing to realize about contingencies is that you have to pre-plan it. You have to be ready for it before it arises, because once the emergency is in place, no one is going to come and sell you an insurance or give you money for emergencies. So it is a goal that you have to plan for before you do any kind of goal setting and investments. And the first fund that you must create is an emergency fund. Now, what do we mean by emergency fund? It's basically a money that you keep aside for any kind of financial emergency that may arise in your life. As we just said, it could be repair and maintenance in your house, sudden travel needs, if you suffer from any health issues because of which you're not able to go to work and the company will only pay you for sick leaves, which could be say 20 to 30 days, and because of your health issues you're not able to go to work for 3 to 4 months, then you need to have an emergency fund in place to take care of your monthly expenses. And we've all recently faced the biggest emergency ever, a pandemic. So we know that an emergency does not knock on the door and come, but it comes untimely and uncalled for, and we must be prepared for it. So the first question that comes in anyone's mind is, how much is enough for creating that emergency fund, or also known as a rainy day fund? If you do not have any financial responsibilities or anyone who is financially dependent on you, that is, you are on your own, then for your living expenses 3 to 4 times of your monthly expenses is good enough to be kept aside as emergency fund. Whereas you have people for whom you are financially responsible, you have to take care of rent and other living expenses, then having an emergency fund of 6 to 7 times of your monthly expenses is a bare minimum. Now here, all these are again benchmark numbers and suggestive numbers where you feel that you want to keep a higher emergency fund for your and your family's comfort. It's completely alright to keep an emergency fund of even a year's expenses. Now once we know how much we need, the second question is, where do I keep this emergency fund? If you keep this amount lying in your bank account, you will end up spending it. Remember the discussion of mental accounting? Unless and until we don't see the money move out of our bank account, we will have a feeling that we can spend that money or it is available to us. So the two ways in which you can keep your emergency fund is, one, you can keep it in a fixed deposit which is linked to your online bank account so that it is accessible at any time you want. And if you are comfortable with liquid mutual funds, then you can keep your emergency fund invested in a liquid mutual fund. Now, one thing to remember here is that the purpose of emergency fund is not to generate returns from that money. This is a pool of fund that you have saved and you're keeping aside in case if you face any financial emergency. If in the lockdown you were receiving lower income, or if you lost your job, or because of any health emergency you've not been able to go to work, this emergency fund will be used then. And once you use any amount from it, the moment you go back to your regular income, your first goal is to replenish this emergency fund. So always remember that the goal of emergency fund is to be used in times of financial emergencies in life and not to generate returns from it. So do not go and invest this money in high risk and volatile products like equity or even debt mutual funds. Stick to investing them in fixed deposits or liquid mutual fund. Before you start saving for any other goal, ensure that you are saving and creating your emergency fund. It will help you for any unforeseen events or expenses that may come across in your life, and invest it in fixed deposits or liquid funds which are easily accessible to you. So after discussing about emergency fund, our next discussion will be on taking care of that most invaluable thing in your life, your own life. We shall discuss about life insurance in the next session.